all you ever wanna do is play. So let's play.
Yeah. Hey, we stay woke, but y'all sleep. Real mode, but y'all sheep. Out in public, she a good girl, but at the crib, she a real freak. New throne for the new king. Same kid, now my streets go. Same gang, got the cheat code. I said stay woke, we in real mode. I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode. I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode.
I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode. I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke,
yeah, well, we can hold the peace or we can wage war, but I'm gonna get what I came for. Real gang, that's a true name. We all graduated to the two-door. Sacred Global, that's an infrastructure. All y'all niggas like the Titanic. I'm the iceberg, talking no Zucker on the front lines, but we don't panic. Shit getting messy, got nothing to rest, and I'm tired of niggas. They front they blessings, they want my suggestion, but don't want the fee. I'm just doing me, I don't answer their questions. All this flexing, got no one to see. All this aggression, I just want some peace. Not even sure that I'd like it in heaven. I guess when we get there, then we gon' see. I do not understand, I do not get what you do. You only got one life, but you act like you got two. Yo, we go bigger than what you are willing to do. I run with kings, but you peasants, you run with the goons. Hey, we stay woke, but y'all sleep. Real mode, but y'all sheep. Out in public, she a good girl, but at the crib, she a real freak. New throne for the new king. Same kid, now my streets go. Same gang, got the cheat code. I said stay woke, we in real mode. I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode. I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode.
I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode. I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode.
Hey, y'all some jokers, y'all a bunch of clowns. You will not get a laugh out of me. You can talk, but you can't denounce. I live a different theology. Why I transferred to a new account? You just fucked over a prodigy. Posted up with a rented crown.
He's heating up!
Apology. You about to see a new side of me. I hope you know. We stand up and watch our enemy go. Empire fall, my legacy grows. I might just hop on this melody flow. All this vision, no clarity though. Y'all play a game that I bear in my soul. Ebony, ivory, nobody knows. Business vasectomy, nothing can grow. Everyone promises more than they actually do. We don't deliver on anything other than truth. Yo, we go bigger than what you are willing to do. I run with kings, but you peasants, you run with the goons. Hey, we stay woke, but y'all sleep. Real mode, but y'all sheep. Out in public, she a good girl, but at the crib, she a real freak. New throne for the new king. Same kid, now my streets go. Same gang, got the cheat code. I said stay woke, we in real mode. I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode. I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode.
I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode. I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode. You really have people fooled out here, don't you? When are you peasants gonna learn that you can't pretend to be a king? It ends today.
It's been a while since I dropped this shit. Swole fam, y'all better run this up. KD, let's go. Yeah.
He's heating up!
Aye, East Coast with that gang, West Coast with that gang, Global with that gang. You know we don't play guys, yeah. East Coast with that gang,
Lieutenant Dang.
West Coast with that gang, Global with that gang. You know we don't play guys, yeah. East Coast with
Is
that
this
gang,
a list of things I did to your mom last night?
Global with that gang, you know we don't play guys, yeah. East Coast with that gang,
Come
West
on,
Coast with that gang, Global with that gang, yeah.
Oh, you can!
Bless, I never said I didn't struggle. I finesse, I never said I didn't hustle.
Eat shit, Derek.
These niggas talk so loud, the way I move is subtle. I'm the ocean, but these niggas just
Emotional, damn it!
delusional. These niggas they using me, they want my energy. Ain't nothing new, this is usual. These figures confusing me. What's gotten into me? They say I'm using their cubicles. Clipping KD like some cuticles. None of this shit is usual. Don't need a muse when I'm musical. Ay, whoa, I'm tired of saying for truth when nobody's doing it. Yeah, they're controlling the youth. Agenda of fusing them, nigga. We losing them. Matter of fact, we just abusing them. That's a fact. We try to roll with a ballad act. Fucking low key with a Tesseract. They throwing smoke when they got it. Get the fuck up out your little bubble. They wanna ask how much it costs, I said it double. Gorilla beard, these niggas only rockin' stubble. The realest nigga make these bitches start to stumble.
He's on fire!
East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, Global with that gang gang, you know we don't like guys, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, Global with that gang.
The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
How to be a better ally to fat people. Listen to a fat person for once in your life.
How dare you?
Thin privilege.
I'm a fat.
Fat oppression.
Come on.
Shaming fat people on a daily basis, threatening us with diabetes.
Pizza is a vegetable.
A lot of white allies and accomplices ask.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Normal.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testing, testicles. Oh, welcome everyone to episode 23 Hundo and 35 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gamecast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleevecast, and Slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, busters, hustlers, and your hoes? It's your boy, Papa Swole, yo, back with another episode. Today's episode, the Beastcast, is brought to you as powered, is sponsored by Everson K2 Flexin' on all you beaches. What's
It's the fucking Catalina wine mixer. It's the fucking Catalina wine mixer.
What's going on, beaches? Welcome to the show. We got a stray hair going on here. Let's get this fucking. Come on. Let's get this shit organized. Oh, it's still in the way. It's still in the way. What is going on with this hair today? My goodness. Is it still there? Is it still there? It's just like pinned to my head. This one just doesn't want to go. I'm just going to tuck that back under there. All right, fam. Welcome to the show. How are we doing, everyone? It is Tainty Tuesday, and it is a rainy, nasty gooch of a day outside in Florida. But every day is a wonderful day to be alive. It's a wonderful day to make some sick fucking gains. Is it not? Is it not? It's another day to make some sick fucking gains. So let's get a round of applause, some biceps and gorillas in the live chat. Make sure you share the live stream, hit the like button, subscribe, all that good shit. Check out the links for the live stream channels, thedailyswole.com, all those links down below. And of course, join the fam over at swolenormousx.com. We had an awesome accountability meeting yesterday, which is available now for members in Swole TV. We'll talk about some of those new releases. We'll talk about some of the new apparel releases. It's fucking epic. It was awesome. Absolutely inconceivable what we're putting out over there at papaswolio.com. So make sure that you are tuned in, and we're going to get into that in just a second. So without further ado, how are we doing? Simberg, Jays, Classy, Danny, Lunar, Brenda, Wax, Cerny, Danny, Nick, Lacey, everyone is here. John, welcome. Terry, what's up? T-Bone, Lupe, Nerd Guy, everyone is here. Jeremy, we got the whole fam. Let's get into it, fam. Let's bust this nut open. And then we'll get into that tip. It's going to be a savage one. I can feel it already. Let's summon the Falcon. Falcon. Oh, absolutely nailed it. Put some respect on it. Yaboosh. You're a mean one, Mr. Swole. Hashtag Tainty Magooch for a chance to win today's Swole card. Everyone, it is Tainty Tuesday. Don't be a beesh, don't be a boosh, or you will most certainly end up like Tainty Magooch, and you don't want to end up like Tainty Magooch, do you?
Matt Damon.
No, you fucking don't. Why would you? Why would you? We all have those Tainty Magooch or Tainty Magachai. What's the plural of Tainty Magooch? In our lives, and it's time to... It's like another day. It's like another Fef. It's just a different day, so it's not technically Fef, but it's another reminder that you want to get rid of all the taintiness in your life. Unless it's a tainty boy. Unless it's a tainty boy. You want to get rid of all the taintiness unless it's a tainty boy. That's the only way. That's the only way you could have taint in your life is if you have a tainty boy. And we do have a tainty boy. He's looking very, very thick. He's looking juicy. He's looking very, very sleepy. He just can't stay on that bed. He has to be like in contact with the ground. So we'll give a round of applause for the Tainty Man. Rufus, the Tainty Man. Only the Tainty Man can. We know that. All right, so hashtag Tainty Magooch. We will give away that Swole card at the end of today's episode. He is getting big. I have to weigh him again. Maybe today we'll weigh him a little bit. But he's getting really, really, really fucking big. He's getting thick too. Big and thick. He just has a lot of girth, just like his daddy.
Because he's heating up.
It's fucking Tasty Tuesday. All right, hit the like button. Let's get into some Swole fan posts. But before we do, we got to get into the tip. So without further ado, everyone, take a sip of water, coffee, bone broth, whatever you got. Let's moisturize and spit on it so we get into that tip. Babe, just an inch, just an inch. It's cold outside. It's so rainy and juicy outside. Let's see here. What about tainty girls? I mean, you know, we do have a church. We got a Pinkston Churchill over here. I don't have a video camera on the church perch, but she's here. She's here. I do have to get a cam right there. I do have a wide angle lens that I could get another anchor. I could put one there. We'll see. We'll see how that's how that can get done. I don't really want to add more. Another camera. Okay, fine. I'll look into it. Tainty girls are great. We have a tainty girl over here. What's his breed? He's a blackmouth cur and a Great Pyrenees mix. So he's a big boy. He's got the markings of the cur, but then he has the size of the Pyrenees. He's a big boy. His father was 120 pounds. So he's getting there. He's only 9 months old. So he has like another 9 months or so to grow. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. He eats a lot of beef. Let's put it that way. He eats a lot of beef. Let me see here. Trying to get rid of the sidebar. No? How do we get rid of that? Don't want that. Let's see. Window. Sidebar. Don't show. There we go. Okay. So let's get into some of those new releases. Yesterday, we had some new rotating classes. We have Ashtanga Express with Genevieve, Swollen 7 Mobility Round 10, and Legs Ignite for premium and unlimited members inside the Swole Studio. And that's a great way to get a taste of unlimited if you want to check out the premium membership. But of course, as an unlimited member, you get access to all the yoga classes, all the Swollen 7s, all the programming. So check us out over there at swolenormousx.com if you are ready to say fuck your resolutions and get started right now. We are a few days away. We're just a couple days away from fuck your resolution season. And it's going to kick off in a big way. And fuck your resolutions is legit. People are going to start making excuses. October, hey, I can't exercise because I got to just keep on stuffing my face with fucking candy corn for a month.
Damon.
Oh my God, Halloween's coming. I just got to eat so much candy and my pumpkin spice. Fuck that bullshit. Fuck that bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. Anyway, so it's coming. And check out that brand new yoga class. If you got your foam roller on, this is a great fucking class with Alex. Total Body Yin with foam roller. Brand new yoga class in the yoga studio. In the ever-expanding yoga studio. Check that out, fam. And if you did do that class already, make sure you comment under the video, but also drop in the comments right now if you tried that class already. I hope you enjoy it. If you did, those are some brand new releases. And also, we got the famous new designs. Use code DailySwole for 10% off. Check that shit out. We got Swoleopoly, the game of gains. Indeed. Do not go to the fucking gym. Do not bench 225 pounds. You know what I'm saying? We got the Fat Tax. We got Bicep Avenue. We got Chest Day. Check out, look at that. Just ripping out of that suit. Swoleopoly, the best game never made. Go check out that brand new design. We also have Swoler Things. This is absolutely fucking, I love this design.
A 10.
We got two different styles.
A fucking 10.
If you like Stranger Things, perhaps you will enjoy Swoler Things, now available over there at papaswolio.com. We also added a new section on the site where it says new releases. So we have so many new releases all the time. Now it's going to break it down a little bit more. So Swoler Things, great fucking shirt. And of course, the already world famous Back to the fucking Gym. If you like Back to the Future, you're going to like Back to the fucking Gym. What an awesome design. Looking at his watch. Oh my God, I'm late for the fucking gym. Back to the fucking gym. Look at the shoes. Got the Nikes on too. Hell yeah. Back to the fucking gym. And of course we have just the logo itself. So if you just want the logo, which is awesome, Back to the fucking gym, let's fucking go. Crush, use code DailySwole for 10% off. Check out all the designs. We have everything. Grizzly's asking any of them in hoodie form. Everything. Yesterday when we announced them, we only had the shirts and the tanks up. We were loading up all the designs, but you have everything. You got, there's flags, there's hoodies, there's crop tops, there's all the designs. Every single option that we have for all the other shirts you have. So go and check that out. All right. So brand new merch. And of course, if you're a member, if you're a listener of the show, use code DailySwole. But if you're a member of the Swole fam, you have your special code that we talk about during the accountability meetings where you can get 20% off. Just another benefit of being a part of the greatest fam in the realm. Stop waiting to join. Check us out, swolenormousx.com. That being said, let's get into the first.
What's in the box?
Let's get into this first Swole fan post, and then, of course, we'll take some questions. We'll take questions and Knowledge Cock. We got a lot of calls, and we'll take some live questions also. Dan writes, what's up, beaches? Hi, all. My name is Dan. I am a yoga instructor. Hey, and mostly a runner, but am looking to work on my strength and make gains in the weight room this fall and winter. I also enjoy practicing Muay Thai. I look forward to seeing and sharing progress in this community. Absolutely fucking awesome. A yoga instructor. Tell me something I don't like, Dan. Absolutely fantastic. I want to say this name properly. Is this like Hida? Hida? Or Haida? Probably Hida. Dutch. So I don't know exactly. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. Maybe you can put the phonetics in the comments below. What's up, beaches? Hi, my name is Hida. I'm just going to say it like that. It sounds about right. I'm 25 Dutch. I'm 25 Dutch. He/Swole. That's what I'm fucking talking about. I love it.
Boom shakalaka. Chicks will dig you. Or dudes or whatever gender thing you're into.
Dutch. He/Swole. Goddamn right you are. 81 kilograms and 1.78 meters. Been working out for 7 years now. Last 3 of the workouts have been awesome. Tough workout, even with all the experience. I'm going to the fucking gym now. Much love to the fam. Welcome officially. Welcome. And apologies if I butchered your name. But we are happy and super stoked to have you in the greatest fam in the realm. No question about it. Oh, we got a bunch of Swole fam posts here. Oh, we got a couple long ones from the Discord. Let's go. Post here from Kevin. What's up, beaches, on the Swole fam discussion board. Hey there, Swole fam. I'm Kevin. Nice to meet you. I'm 40-year-old male, nursing officer in the Canadian Armed Forces. I've always, quote, struggled with size, and I look forward to utilizing the resources of this community and learning how to grow. Welcome to the fam, Kevin. Heidi says, I think it might be pronounced Hyde. It could be Hyde. So Hyde or Heather. I like a Heather. Heather. If it's Hyde, that's a cool name. Either way, it's a cool fucking name. I just hope I get it right. We got a post here from the Discord from Paulina. And Paulina writes, I guess we have a little bit of a question, more than an introduction, of course. When I've had inflammatory issues, Paulina writes, due to iron deficiency or when my seasonal allergies go too intense, I eat rice or rice products if I need some extra simple carbs or something else gluten-free that's not made with corn. Oh, besides nutrition, I found the yin yoga section in Swolenormous very helpful as well. All right, super stoked. That's more of a statement. But we like statements too. And in seasonal allergies, we all know that raw honey, local raw honey is great for seasonal allergies. Also, if you have access to local raw dairy, that can be very beneficial for allergies, which makes sense just because the bees pollinating locally can give you exposure to those kinds of adaptations for your local environment. Same thing with, the cows eating local grass and stuff like that. So both some additional ideas. Also, we have a post here, introduction from the Swole Fam Discord from Suzanne. Hi, everyone. I'm Suzanne, 44 years old and from Germany. Had high after birth weight in 2015, but needed reconstructive surgery because the birth was messed up. So from 2015 to 2019, I got totally out of shape due to 17, holy shit, reconstructive surgeries on my belly, including implants. Was not allowed to drop a single gram of weight in that time. In 2019 December, I went against doctor's orders. I got my lab work done to refill nutrients missing, went to the fucking gym, got back into full contact martial arts, changed the diet to grain-free, and dropped 77 pounds within 6 months without effort. Quote, but my fucking thyroid is not an excuse for anyone. Got one of those and don't give a damn on those lazy excuses. In fall of Schwam, I had an accident at the gym and some internal scars ripped bad due to a wrong movement. Surgery number 18 to fix it up. Had to take lots of meds, killing the pancreas partially. Diabetes type 3. Thanks. You mean that's like Alzheimer's type 3 diabetes? Or maybe that was a typo. I'm assuming type 2. If you have pancreas, I'm assuming you meant type 2. A lot of people refer to Alzheimer's as type 3 and Parkinson's as type 4. Anyway, thanks. Last week, doctors allowed me to do sports again, but this go around, I do need/want some ass kicks. 1 year of major setbacks just left a mark there, including almost 20 pounds weight gain and laziness. Came around to Papa Swole last year and joined today for a good round of kick ass and obviously a great fam. Thanks you all. We do kick ass. We do kick a lot of ass, but I will let you know, Suzanne, that if you're a fan, you must be because you came across the content. We do a lot of tit slapping around here. So get those implants ready because we are about to slap some fucking tatters. Am I right? Am I right, baby? Am I right? Am I right? Come on.
He's on fire!
We slap nips. We go crazy. We blow nips off on the daily. So obviously you join the fam. You're aware of what we do here. So yes, we will kick some ass, but we'll also slap those nips around too. So welcome to the fam. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Nothing like a good welcome. Welcome to the fam. Slap, slap, slap. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Holy tatters, Batman. All right, last post from Thomas. We go from a nice long story. That's insane. Was it 18 or 19 surgeries? Holy shit. Thomas writes, greetings all, looking forward to getting something started and feeling better about myself. Welcome to the fam, Thomas. I love the fucking posts. Everyone, if you're ready to join all those amazing people, check us out, swarmersx.com. And remember, for unlimited memberships, use code GTTFG to save $20 off unlimited membership sign up. Oh my God. Getting back to those surgeries. My goodness, that's a lot. 18? Was it 18 or 19? You said like surgery number 18 to wow, 18. Let's hopefully keep that at 18, Suzanne. Holy shit. God, that's a lot of surgeries. All right, hashtag Tainty Magooch for a chance to win today's Swole card. Let's get a little Tainty reprieve. Aww. Those were some intense Swole fam posts. Welcome everyone that's brand new to the fam, and we love our international fam, making gains across the globe. There's a little Tainty man looking absolutely lovely. Look at that look at those paws and claws. Paws and claws indeed. All right, let's take some questions. So fam, if you have a question, drop it in the comments down below. Hashtag Ask Papa Swolio. Let's kick us off with a phone call. Let's go with Joshua first. Remember, you can go to askpapaswolio.com to submit a question. Josh, you're live.
What's up, Papa Swolio? I got a quick question for you.
What's up, Beach?
What is your take on a carnivore or animal-based diet as far as the trends go with vegetables are bad for you and all this and that. What's your stance on it, and what does your diet look like on a regular basis? And do you believe in cheat days?
Cheat days? No, absolutely not. I think that's an excuse to eat garbage. I think we all know that's just a bullshit phrase in order to justify eating crap. You can eat lovely, delicious, nutrient-dense food. And I will tell you, if you're eating animal-based, and yes, that's exactly what I do. I'm not a big fan of full carnivore. I think for some people, if you have a lot of autoimmune issues, it's just you're taking the elimination diet to the bare minimum in terms of what you can eat and still get all your nutrients. Like if you're eating meat and organs only, eggs, cheese, and dairy and stuff like that, and only animal products, straight up, you're getting rid of so many factors that are that might be inflammatory. And then you can isolate which things work best for you. And I do recommend that most people take the elimination diet down that direction. You're getting rid of all corn, soy, grains, any of these, foods that are so commonly inflammatory. And when you eat really nutrient-dense food, you just stop needing. And if you're removing yourself from those situations and people that are trying to hold themselves back and drag you down with them, and you're not putting yourself in these shitty situations, and you start learning and educating yourself more, you realize how detrimental these terrible habits are. Even if alcohol is so bad for you, eating these vegetable oils and processed foods, it's so bad. It's such absolute trash, and everyone loves to justify it and make it seem like it's not a big deal. But if you want to live the best quality life for yourself, this is usually what's holding people back. There's no way that people are training 6 days a week, eating 1,500 calories a day. I just can't lose any weight. It's because you're just constantly exposing yourself to these endocrine disruptors from everything from packaging and household items. You're sucking down inflammatory foods and you're jacking up your body's internal messaging system so it doesn't know which way is up or down. So in terms of animal-based, absolutely. That's all I eat. I don't really consume a lot of plant sources aside from fruits. I do eat honey, dates, frozen fruit. I'll eat bananas. I'll eat fresh fruit, depending on what's available or what I get access to or what's in season. You really want to eat local in-season fruit whenever possible, but a lot of you don't. You might live in climates or areas where you don't have a lot of local fruit and you have to ship it, which is a problem because they pick it early. It's not tree ripe, and that's always the best, but not everyone has access to stuff like that. Fortunately, in Florida, I have a little bit more access to fresh fruit, but of course in the winter, you'll go more protein and fat. You'll go more bone broths and soups and more just meat. You wouldn't have access to all of these different fruits. And plus in the winter, when it gets colder down here, even in Florida, it gets into the 40s and 50s. I just don't crave fruit as much. I just tend to just navigate away. I don't really eat tons of fruit. I just don't want it. Plus the days are shorter. It's not as hot outside. You don't need that type of sugar intake. It's just a very natural adjustment and pivot. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of it. And remember, food quality is paramount. So grass-fed, grass-finished beef, organ meats, raw dairy, all these things are very important for your immune system, for allergies. These are all things that are going to benefit you tremendously. So I'm a big fan. And yeah, remember, if you want to submit a question, go to askpapaswolio.com and jump on that. We'll take a live one now. We'll try to alternate these. Will, Papa Swolio, currently I have been waking up. Thank you, by the way, for the question. I have been waking up at 3 a.m. for work during the week, and on the weekend, I have been sleeping in later. Should I keep my sleep schedule consistent on the weekends or catch up on sleep? You should catch up on sleep for sure. I mean, it doesn't really matter if you're waking up at 3 is early. That's definitely not a natural circadian rhythm. You want to be waking up pretty much with like the sunrise or just before, depending on where the sun is setting. But if you're going to be waking up at 3, you might find it better to keep it consistent. It might be up to you. But if you're getting quality sleep, if you're getting the length of sleep and you're locking it down, it's totally fine to keep the schedule the same. 3 a.m. is very extreme in terms of getting up. It's not like a real natural rhythm. So if you're getting to sleep, I mean, how long does it take for you to get? That means you're going to sleep at 8 o'clock. So if you're still going to sleep at 7 or 8 o'clock, then maybe you keep the schedule the same. But if you're going to be getting up at 3 and getting 3 hours of sleep, no, you want to catch up on sleep. And there's always a sleep debt. It's not really that great to jack up your schedule. So I know that's a good question that you're asking, but if you are going to, I don't know how much sleep you normally get. If you're normally going to sleep at 7 or 8 and you're going to keep that consistent on the weekends, then that's up to you. You're going to have to navigate that and see what works best. But you definitely want to make sure you're getting enough sleep. If you're normally waking up at 3 a.m. and you're burning the candle, you're not getting quality sleep, then you want to take the opportunity to get quality sleep. It's just hard for your body to get up really early some days and sleep in other days. It really does throw you off. Just a Raven, Papa Swolio, any tips for muscle strains? Parentheses with bruises about 8 to 10 centimeters long and 3 to 5 centimeters wide. Pain is almost constant. Well, just because I'm not a medical practitioner and to cover my own ass, go see a medical professional. I mean, if you have bruising, you have tears in the muscle fiber, and you have blood that's, getting trapped under the surface, I would make sure that you are, the standard rest, ice, compression, elevation. Make sure you're recovering that. That seems like a pretty serious injury. If you have bruising from that, that's pretty legit. So I would make sure that you are reducing the inflammation, maybe doing something like an Epsom salt bath, just some suggestions of things that I would do. Icing, I have a cold plunge, so I'd be jumping in that right away. If I ever have a strain or any kind of pain, or even if I'm cooking and I burn myself, I'll just jump in the cold plunge and get some cold water on that immediately. And just some thoughts, but make sure you're not stretching and putting pressure on it until you have healing in the muscles. But then it's very important to do mobility so you don't have like scar tissue and stuff like that. What kind of muscle, like where's this muscle strain at? But that's pretty legit if you're having like bleeding, if you're having, bruising from it. Grizzly, have you seen the show Primal? You talk about how our ancestors were hunters and providers. This show seems right up your alley. Nope, I haven't even heard of it. I don't watch TV, so we don't even have TV. We'll watch a movie or a TV show on like Prime or Netflix or something like that, but I wouldn't know even what shows are on because we don't have cable or anything like that. Let's see, Nerd Guy, Papa Swole, how do I get my fam? Let's Swole crowdsource this question. This is always a tough one. How do I get my wife to lose weight with me? We were both morbidly obese and I'm down to 184 pounds. To her credit, she did get down to 220, but then stopped caring. Any advice is appreciated. Have you had this conversation with her? What's the reasoning behind it? Like, you need to keep on doing it for you. You need to keep on leading by example. And obviously communication is very important. I really do think that if you have a partner like that, a wife, husband, wife, that you owe it to the other person to take care of your health. You know what they say when you get married? In sickness and in health. Well, that doesn't mean you walk the plank on purpose and just have, well, you're going to take care of me even if I have diabetes and lose my leg. So let me just trash myself. I still think it's your responsibility to take care of your physical health so that way you don't become a burden on the other person. And don't you want the other person to still be attracted to you and to still be able to physically move around? This just seems like common sense to me. And it's unfortunate that a lot of people aren't, cognizant of that, of their partner. But why would she stop caring? Maybe were you doing something that was unsustainable? One thing is for sure is that you need to be ruthless with yourself and no wavering. So if you're wavering, if you're having cheat meals, if you're slacking off and skipping, it's going to seem like hypocrisy when you're trying to provide that kind of, advice or encouragement to another person. So when you are like a machine, there's no hypocrisy there. You have authority from that aspect. Same thing with kids. If you're cheating or eating garbage sometimes, well, how come you can do it? Well, because I said so, because I'm the parent, because I'm the adult. You can do this when you're older, blah, blah, blah. No one likes a hypocrite. Pedro, when can we invest in Swolenormous worldwide? I bought a bunch of shirts yesterday. Oh, Swolenormous. I like that. Swolenormous worldwide. Let's fucking go.
I'm gonna put my nutsack on your drum set.
Swolenormous worldwide. Well, we do ship worldwide. Swolenormous worldwide. Let's go. Swoles and hoes. Swoles and hoes. Tony. Hey, Tony. Let's see. I've been working out for over a year and stretching 6 days a week before workouts. Still have tight hamstrings. Any suggestions? Hashtag butt my hamstrings.
Matt Damon.
Butt my hamstrings. Chances are your hamstrings are actually over lengthened and they're not actually tight. They're just neurologically tight. So yeah, you need to activate your hip flexors, strengthen your hamstrings. I would recommend doing like standing leg curls, getting a monkey foot or some ankle weights, doing standing leg curls, doing Nordic curls are fantastic. You need to strengthen and lengthen your hamstrings and strengthen and lengthen your hip flexors and your adductors and your abductors. Like these are things that go understated. Stretching doesn't really do anything. And I say that because a lot of people just do static stretching, but you're not strengthening anything. You're doing something passive and you have the imbalances that continue and those muscles will just kind of snap right back to the improper resting lengths that they had previous to your stretching. So you don't want to stretch, you want to strengthen through a full range of motion. So inside Swolenormous X, if anyone else is listening to this and you're already a member, do the ankle, the knee, and the hip mobility masterclass to start practicing those exercises, and it'll help you tremendously. We're going to be adding some more content along those lines. So I would recommend doing those couple exercises. Nordic curls are very important. Standing leg lifts. Some people call it reverse squats. You could do it with a cable. You could do it with an ankle weight. You could do it with a kettlebell. You could do it with a monkey foot, standing and doing active hip flexor work. So that's, and also be stretching the hip flexor using things like the couch stretch, one hip flex, the other one extended against a wall or a couch, thus called the couch stretch. Those are very important. You want to strengthen and lengthen muscles. You want them to be lengthened or able to have a full range of motion, but strength through that full range. Let's take another call from Medea. Medea, you're on the line. It's the Daily fucking Swole.
Hi, Papa Swolio. This is Medea. Thank you for taking my question. Two questions pertaining to barbell back squat. The first one is it important to break parallel on barbell back squats? And the second one is I'm having trouble increasing the weight past 95 pounds on my barbell back squat. I can squat ass to grass with the barbell, but when I add weight, I can only get to parallel, and then I'm not been able to go past 95 pounds. I get stuck at the bottom. So I try to go for like 100, 105, something like that. So my goals are I'm trying to build a booty and get stronger, and I definitely want to one day be able to squat 200 pounds, but I can't get past squatting 95 pounds. Thank you so much.
All right, so we got some weakness in parts of your kinetic chain. Some of the things that are very important to focus on, kind of what I was talking about before with activating your hip flexors. That's very important. Squats, honestly, to build a booty, a lot of people think that squats build a great booty. Squats should be focused more on quads. The Tom Platz method is really what I'm much a bigger fan of. So in terms of, but aside from that, in terms of should you squat below parallel, there's going to be some varying opinions on it. I think, of course, squatting below parallel as your knees are traveling forward is totally fine, so long as you have the spinal alignment and the range of motion to do so. A lot of times people drop below parallel and then bounce out of the bottom. You want to make sure you're still controlling the weight all the way down. I would recommend working on some of those sticking points, probably doing things like box squats and doing pause squats would be a benefit to you, but also practicing some other movements like Nordic curls and also activating your hip flexors, because when you have stronger hip flexors, you're able to create more force through the glutes. When you have strong muscles on all sides of the joint, you're going to be able to provide more power through that. So there are always some little hacks and some little, you kind of have to play around with some of these isolation exercises, like standing leg curls. Again, standing leg curls or training your hamstrings from a shortened position, doing kind of like hip extended leg curls with a monkey foot or an ankle weight is great. And a lot of times can unlock those weak points. So you've probably heard the term, maybe not, that you're only as strong as, a chain is only as strong as the weakest link. So a lot of times people will say you don't need to do isolation exercises, compound is king. And that might be true. But if you have a weak point in terms of an isolation or an isolated muscle group or a weakness in a certain range of motion, that's going to compromise the ability of you to produce force through an integrated movement, like a compound movement, like a squat. So I would personally have to see what's going on, but box squats can be great. You'll be able to overload a little bit more on the eccentric. You can also start isolating and doing some Bulgarian split squats. That might be able to unlock some things there for you, but I would say focus more on activating some of these other muscle groups, also doing soleus work, with like bent knee, soleus calf raises with that knee slightly bent against a wall. The soleus muscle is very important for getting out of the bottom position of a squat, and a lot of people underlook that. And of course, that's going to have to do with your anterior tibialis activation, your range of motion at your ankle. So ass to grass is fine if your spine is aligned and you're not getting your back rounding at the bottom. So it's hard to tell you just from a question what you look like from that profile. in terms of your squat. But those are some little piece of advice that I would give. You also might want to, depending on what you're wearing, what footwear, you can elevate your heels. You can start targeting different areas of your quads or your glutes. Whether you're doing a high bar squat or a low bar back squat, I personally prefer high bar back squat. I think it's much better on the back and you'll get a lot more quad activation. But if you want to build a booty, things like Nordic curls are great. Things like rounded back hyperextensions with your feet slightly out to the side is great for building your glutes. Of course, hip thrusts, kettlebell swings, all these things are very good for building the glutes. And I personally don't think that squats are ideal for building a booty. A lot of people talk about it like it is, but it's really not a glute dominant exercise. If you're trying to really build an ass, I would focus more on barbell or banded hip thrusts, kettlebell swings, the hyperextensions, the rounded back, squeezing your butt. Things like that are much more effective in my experience to build the glutes rather than squats themselves. Very important exercise, but I would focus more on the quads in terms of when you're doing squats. Just some thoughts there. Thank you so much for the question. Very good question and very well spoken. It's so nice to hear a clear, concise question on the call. Sometimes we just get some like mumbling and it's hard to tell. Excellent. You know what you could also do? Here's another thought. And these are just different ideas and things that I've done in the past. So you know how when you're doing a negative, the benefit of doing a negative is that you're overloading the same muscles that work concentrically, but you're working the stronger aspect of the motion. So when the muscle is lengthening under stress and producing a contraction while it's lengthening, it's stronger than when it's doing it concentrically or isometrically. Now, another way to overload neurologically is to do a partial range squat. So Medea's talking about going ass to grass. What you can do, and this is a way to overload the muscles through their strongest range of motion. So, but in terms of like the top portion of a squat. So instead, let's say she can't do 95 all the way down. Okay, she's getting through a sticking point. What you can do is train the strongest part of the contraction. So let's say she loads up, just theoretically, I'm not telling you to do this weight, but let's say she can't do 200 pounds, but she wants to do 200 pounds. So let's say she's only doing 95 pounds, say it's 100, just for conversation's sake. You put on 150. She can't do a full rep 150, but she sets the supports maybe like a quarter or a third of the way down, and she does partial range with 150. So no, it's not a full range of motion, but what she's doing is she's overloading the same muscles, but she's overloading the strongest range of motion, the strongest aspect. So it's a great way to, it's like doing a bench, but overloading and putting the supports really high. So you're only doing a couple inches. Even though you're not doing the full range, you're still using the same muscles that are going to be, and you're neurologically, it will increase your body's motor unit recruitment. So rather than like just only rep through the weakest range, you overload the strongest range of motion. You're able to put more weight on the bar, but you are also neurologically stimulating your body to increase motor unit recruitment. So that could be a way to kind of backdoor it a little bit. And then you'll find you'll actually get a little bit more of a boost when you are getting out of the hole too. That's a good option. Again, it's really hard to say that just from what you're saying. If I see your form and I'm there training with them, like, oh, I can probably give you some pointers and some ideas. Maybe your knees are collapsing a little bit. Maybe you need a little bit more gluteus minimus. We have that in the latest Swole class, the one where I'm in the grass training. The hip rotation, that exercise is great for activating the gluteus minimus, which is an internal rotator of the hip. So a lot of times you might be lengthening or stretching certain muscles, but they're not activated. They're not strong. So you need to make all these weaker points stronger, and then it's going to bring up everything. There's always a weak point. There's always a like a disconnect. And you can usually find that with manual muscle testing. You'll be like strong, 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 and then an expert will like put your leg in one position, then you resist it and you're barely producing any force. It's because you're weak through a part of the muscle that's shortened. So when you strengthen that muscle contraction in that shortened position, you're going to bring up the entire strength and output of the muscle. It's just neuromuscular coordination. And just by doing standard compound lifts. We sometimes miss that. And it's natural to be able to do a squat. You don't really have to do isolation exercise all the time. But because we're sitting down a lot, because we're not in the woods moving like this normally, and we're doing, a squat is a very specific movement with a barbell. It's not something that we normally do in nature. We don't just put a bar with even weights on the side and just go down and up. This is a way for us to do really controlled movements and make them repetitive and consistent. But remember, not every movement is for everyone. And it's not necessarily something that we have evolved to do. A squat, yes, but not necessarily with like 200 or 300 pounds, in that form with lifting shoes in a gym environment with a barbell, maybe with a tree trunk, but it's not like you're doing 20 reps. You're carrying it to your camp. There's a function for that kind of stuff. So anyway, just some different ideas. So it's important to fill in these gaps from maybe when you were less mobile. And mobility doesn't mean, and having that flexibility doesn't mean that you have mobility. And what I mean by that is just because you can get into a squat, like you said, without weight, that doesn't mean that you're going to be strong there. So it's very important to gain the strength of the full range of motion. Also, I forgot to mention Jefferson curls. Jefferson curls, reverse sled pulls, very important, or step downs. Those are excellent anterior tibialis activation. Nordic curls, hip flexor activation, kettlebell swings, rounded back, glute back extensions. I say back extension because on the 45, but glute extensions, all good ideas. That was long-winded, but it was a very detailed question. I'm just trying to give you as much information as possible. Cerny from the Telegram chat, I was stupid and ran out of beef liver. The difference in energy level is like night and day. Have you ever experienced that? Yeah, I actually forgot. I mean, I haven't eaten beef liver in like 2 days, so I'm going to have some more today. Yeah, of course. Absolutely. You'll have energy difference. You'll feel it differently. Sometimes I forget. Sometimes I'll get busy. I'm like, oh, I need beef liver today. You don't have to have it every day. You don't have to. It's just nice to be consistent. So if you have it less frequently, you miss a couple days and you can have more. You can have like 4 or 5 ounces or something like that. Depends on the person. Billy, do you still drink beer? I haven't had beer in a few years. So that's a no. It's probably been like 4 years or so. Papa Swolio, do you have a recommendation for hydration support / electrolytes? Is it necessary? Yeah, electrolytes are absolutely necessary. Everyone's going to be a little bit different. Of course, it's based on your nutrition, but I like Relight from Redmond. They use Redmond salt, but they also have magnesium malate and magnesium glycinate, or you can use like Element. Those are 2 that I use unflavored. 2 good options. Quinn, Papa Swolio, when I hear people talk about intensity when lifting, what does that mean? A lot of chalk, Slayer loud, and headbutting the bar? No. I lift in my basement at 4 o'clock when my family's asleep. Good for you. Intensity when lifting, it depends on how you use the term. So if you say like, oh, intense lifting, no, intensity, like when it comes to an acute variable, means the overload. So if you're working at an 85% intensity, that means generally, like the classic way is 85% of your 1 rep max. Intensity is usually the percentage of your 1 rep max. So if you're doing 8 to 12 reps, that might be 80% of your 1 rep max kind of thing. So like emotional intensity, everyone's gonna be different. Some people are very quiet in the gym. Some people are like listening to music and very chill, and then they rage for a set. Some people lift very quiet. You don't have to scream and like slap around and act a fool. In my opinion, like training like that, you can do that, but it's also a lot of waste of energy. So you can go rage out while you're doing your set, but focus it and funnel it. Rather than just like, and then you're going to just be tired. Yeah. Elijah, what up, Bish? Papa Swolio, how short do winter days get while you're in Florida? Well, I'm closer to the equator, so it's not as short as like where you are in Idaho, right? How short do winter days get? I guess the sun will come up like, I guess it could be like 7:30, 8 o'clock in the winter. I almost don't remember, but then it'll get dark like 4:30, 5 or something like that. It'll get dark. It'll start to get dark earlier. But, being close to the equator, it's not as short as like, the further north you get. Jeremy, Papa Swolio, we're going to have to move on after this question. Oh, we got so many questions. Just can't get through them all. Papa Swole started lifting at 32 years of age. Can I expect gains like if I were in my 20s, or will not be the same? Thank you, King of Swole. It depends. Everyone adapts differently, and everyone's intensity and focus is differently. So I started lifting at like 19. So, I mean, so at 32, I've already been lifting for, 12 years. So can I expect gains like if I were in my 20s? I'm going to say no. I mean, you do have you kind of hit your peak testosterone, like late 20s, early 30s. So you can expect amazing gains if you put in amazing effort. But I mean, if you think about it, if you start in your 20s, you just have more years of not just packing on muscle, but more years of learning what works, learning what doesn't work, and building those habits and trying different things and exposing your body to different stresses. So you can still make a ton of fucking progress. You can make a ton of progress and build a ton of muscle. So good thing you started now. Good thing you started now. That's a very vague question because you can train you might have started at 20 and fucked around for 10 years and kind of went to the gym and kind of lifted and kind of built muscle. And then you started really getting serious at 32 and then you built more muscle than you did for the previous 10 years. Or you can train really hard for 10 years from 20 to 30 and then fuck off around 32. So depends on the effort. You can start lifting at 20. A lot of people start lifting early and they never really put in effort. They never really do it right. They don't take it seriously. And then you might have more muscle than them, but it depends. If you put in all the fucking effort that you possibly can now versus doing it 10 years earlier, what do you think? Right? But just because you started earlier doesn't mean you would have done it the right way. Maybe you have made stupider decisions and hurt yourself because you had your ego. And now at 32, you're more tempered and more logical and you think more long-term and you're in a better place to really put in the work and do it right from the start. So you never know. Maybe you would have started at 22 and you would have injured yourself and you would have been fucked up the rest of your life. You never know. All right. I'm really late on some of these questions. I'm scrolling down. I know I'm probably missing some of these things. Let's see here. Dun 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 dun. Let's take one more question, one more call. We'll take one from Mike. You're on this
Any advice on how to grow your side and rear delts and your calves would be appreciated. Those are the lag muscles I have.
Okay, so any advice on building this and this and this and this? So it's not side delt, it's your middle deltoid. It's not lateral delts, it's middle. A lot of people say lateral because it's further away, but it's actually the middle deltoid. You have anterior, middle, and posterior. So any advice? Yeah. Lift. Any across the board to anyone asking, any muscle group that's lagging, train it first and train it more frequently. Period. End of story. More volume, more of a load. So in terms of your deltoids, the middle deltoid, yeah, you could train it from a shortened position, training it from cables from the front, training your cables from behind, side lying, lateral raise. So they're called lateral raises because you're raising out to the side, but it's not the lateral deltoid. But also when you're doing side raises or lateral raises, you want to kind of be leaning forward and raising a little bit more to the front, almost like a little bit of a scaption. A lot of people stand up straight and they go like this, but your shoulders are actually going to get external rotation as you come up. So you actually hit more of your anterior deltoid. So it's not really as effective. So the posterior deltoid is what I always start any kind of upper body workout with. When I used to have a shoulder, I don't do a shoulder day anymore, but when I did, I always trained posterior first. And this is because I used to read a lot of Flex magazine when I first started training. There was a shoulder program that I did, and every single rotation, every single workout, or after every single different weeks, the workouts would start with different shoulders. And I was always like, oh, you don't always have to start with the press. A lot of workouts started with posterior deltoid. So exposing myself to this knowledge and information, this is where I learned all my information for the most part. This is where I really started experimenting, was through Flex magazine. It was amazing, amazing fucking magazine back in the late 90s, early 2000s. Absolute amazing information. If you actually read it, oh, these guys are taking steroids. They never once, obviously they were taking steroids. These are like Mr. Olympias and shit like that. But they never once promoted steroids. Yeah, they had their supplements, but there were so many articles about music that these guys listened to, their strategies, their mindset, how they structured their programming, and all you had to do was put in the work and try these things, and it fucking worked. Of course, you're doing workouts that the guys that are professionals do. So it opened up my eyes to like, hey, you want to focus on your posterior deltoid, then always train your posterior deltoid first before every upper body workout, whatever it is. Posterior deltoid can get a lot of tension, a lot of stress, and there's different ways to do it. Yoga is fantastic. Face pulls are overrated. Face pulls are overrated for posterior deltoid. You want to make sure that you're doing things like prone press is fantastic, but also, pec deck is okay, but also going prone on a low incline is fantastic for posterior deltoid. Doing isometrics and holds and super high rep, doing super high weight and partial reps, just crush your posterior deltoid. And remember, you could also do the posterior deltoids with external rotation, because the posterior deltoid does horizontal abduction, extension of the shoulder, as well as external rotation. So you combine those three movements in different manners, and you're going to hit all aspects of the posterior deltoid. So I still, to this day, do posterior deltoid first. Even before back day, I'll make sure I really hit my posterior deltoid first, because that's what really, and people think I'm juicing because when I have a pump, it's like a little point back there. And usually when you're saucing, you have a lot of androgen receptors in your shoulders. So you'll get that like really tight, pointy posterior deltoid. It's just because I trained that first for fucking 20 years. So, in terms of calves, following up with that, train your calves first, focus on your anterior tibialis. A lot of people are doing partial range of motion with your calves. If you really want to maximize the muscle growth, you need to get full stretch. So get yourself a slant board, really focus on doing single leg, really getting a full stretch and all the way up. Focusing on your soleus as well, doing seated calf raises. I prefer using a slant board with kettlebells on my thighs for soleus. There's a lot of different ways to hit the calves. We have a bunch of those exercises in our, the calves activate. That's right. We dropped a new program recently inside Swole X for the calves. But train them first. Work on full range of motion, deep stretch at the bottom. Make sure you're stretching the fuck out of your calves. And remember, it's not just stretching your calves. You also, in order to lengthen the Achilles tendon, it's a very thick tendon. You could pull a fucking truck with that thing. Tendons are so thick and so dense. In order to gain adaptation, you just don't want to stretch it. You need to strengthen the muscle on both sides of the joints. So actually activating your anterior tibialis, strengthening the fuck out of the front of your shin with dorsiflexion and inversion. Don't just go up and down. Make sure you're kind of curving your feet in, doing inversion at the top, because the anterior tibialis runs over and on the inside under portion of the foot. I believe it inserts onto the first cuneiform. If I remember my kinesiology correctly, it's not that important, but anterior tibialis work is very important, because if you strengthen the front of the joint, that's mobility. And then by strengthening the front, you're actually you're creating more balance in the ankle joint, which will allow for your calves to create more force. So if you're not working on your anterior tibialis, you're sacrificing strength, range of motion, and force production in your calves, which will take away from your calves. And yeah, genetics play a role, but a lot of people rely on that. I never had fucking calves. You want to talk about tough calf genetics? Some people really have it. I mean, it's taken every fucking ounce of effort, fucking regular training all the time, frequently. And my calves, I mean, I'm very, very pleased and very happy with where I'm at. It takes a lot of fucking work. And it's not just like, oh, I have calves. I train the fuck out of my calves. And I train them consistently and hard. It takes a lot. So think about it. Your calves are designed. It's the lever system too. I believe the calves is a 2nd degree lever system. There's 3 lever systems based on where the force is and where the lever arm is. So for example, you can't curl 200 pounds, but you could just, if you weigh 200 pounds, boom, just go up on the balls of your feet. Boom. So the calves are designed, you don't want to max out every time you take a step. So just going up on the balls of your feet. In other words, the calves need a lot of overload and frequent. We're barely going to get into some balls deep content. We got to move on, but great questions. We're barely going to be able to do any of these today. We got a lot.
That's deep.
Went deep with those. I feel like we should just start doing questions every day. Maybe we might be able to do 1 or 2 videos. Maybe we'll get into 1 or 2 things. But not as many, not as much as we normally do. A lot of questions today, a lot of good stuff. Oh my God, so much shit. All right, fam. If you do have a question, you didn't get your question answered, go to askpapasolio.com and submit a question. Super happy to answer as much as I can. So askpapasolio.com, submit a question, and we can get more into it. If you got a question answered and you have a follow-up, then you feel free to follow up. Okay, we got a couple choices. Let's do, we could probably do, depending on how long these are, let me see. Let's do one of these. Oh, a couple of these are short. Let's get the short ones out of the way. Oh, we got 3 short ones. That's what she said.
Because stickers?
All right, let's see. This video is titled Annoying Personality Trait. We're not gonna raffle these off today.
What's in the box?
A couple of these are like 15 or 18 seconds, and then let's bang this one out. Here we go. Annoying personality trait.
Name an annoying thing that people base their entire personality about.
The gym. Going to the gym is an activity, kind of like going to get groceries. It doesn't make you a better person, but the way you talk about going to the gym gives internalized fat phobia.
Oh.
Matt Damon.
Ooh, God. Tell me your personality sucks without telling me your personality sucks. Oh my God. The gym. It doesn't make you a better person. Actually, I disagree. It does make you a better person. And here's the problem with this cunt. It does make you a better person. Now, what she's saying it is as if, oh, it makes you better than someone else. I never say that. It makes you a better person than the one you were before. It builds discipline. It challenges you. It absolutely does make you a better person. So that's stupid. She's saying it as like a victim because I don't want to go to the gym. Oh, they think they're better than me. In all honesty, if you go to the gym, yeah, and you're talking about this woman, you probably are better than her. It does make you better. It does make you better of an individual. So it absolutely makes you better. Does it make you better than someone else? No. Well, that's up for debate. I don't think it's hard to be better than this person. But yes, it does make you a better person. So wrong right off the bat. The way you talk about going to the gym, let's see, the gym is an activity kind of like going to get groceries. Is an activity? Yeah. I mean, it's like wiping your ass or brushing your teeth. You should go to the fucking gym. Yeah, you should go get groceries. What does that have to do with anything? The gym is an activity kind of like going to get groceries. Wow. She went on Wikipedia and figured out the definition of activity. Congratulations. We're very excited. Very excited. You have the intelligence level of a 4th grader. Excellent. She knows what activity means. So that being said, why can't you do both? Is she saying that go get groceries? Oh man, it's going to get groceries. Taking a shower, brushing your teeth, wiping your ass front to back, by the way. It's a good advice. What does that do with anything? It's kind of like going to get groceries. Yeah, you should fucking do it, but you should go to the gym much more frequently than you go get groceries. The way you talk about going to the gym gives internalized fat phobia, maybe to pussies like you. And I can't control what other people think. If I go to the gym and someone else gets offended, oh, fuck them all the way off. I hope they don't reproduce because they're going to kill our species. If you get offended because someone else is fucking training, God, you could not be more of a pathetic person. So there's that. Let's give a round of applause for the dumbest shit I've heard today so far. But we're just getting started, aren't we? Now we're doing more balls deep because now I'm riled up.
He's on fire!
Now I'm up. That was such a stupid comment. People base their whole personality around the gym is just a concept. It's just training. It's challenging yourself. So when I say go to the fucking gym, obviously that might mean your living room. That might mean your garage. That might mean going for a walk. I don't mean you have to go to an LA Fitness or a Crunch gym or you have to go and pay for a membership, but I can't afford a gym. Then train at home. Stop making a fucking excuse. No one cares. Everyone needs to make money. Go get a fucking job. You can't afford $20 a month, $30 a month. Then you need a fucking job or a better job. Holy shit. It's not that much money. But if that's really a concern, cool. Do some push-ups. It's free. Go to a park. It's free. What's next? Cope. Fucking bitch. All right. I'm riled up. Holy shit. Let's do the, oh my. All right, here we go. Let's get into, fam, should we get into some racism? Let's get into some racism. Let's go.
What the hell kind of country is this where I can only hate a man if he's white?
Racism. Come on, it wouldn't be a Daily Swole if we didn't go after some racism. This video is called Don't Let White People Convince You. Oh no, those whiteys. Oh, those white people. Oh, no. Don't let white people convince you.
Don't let thin white people ever convince you there's only one way to live a happy life.
Let them know.
Ooh, pottery. What the fuck was that? What is this chick's name? So we have a morbidly obese person. I guess don't let thin white people convince you not to eat donuts. Not to eat donuts. Not to do pottery. What else was in here? Not to have a cat. Not to get a tattoo. Or eat, I don't know, ice cream cakes. Jesus Christ. I love how entertainment, you know, like all these things, just eating. Don't let thin white people tell you not to eat Belgian waffles and donuts and ice cream. Okay. Really cool story.
That's a huge bitch.
My dick just fell off watching that. The soy is strong with this one. And that's what it is. The fat sex therapist. Yeah. She's definitely fat. And she definitely doesn't have sex. And anyone that's a client of that person should be punched in the face. Okay, these are just so disgusting. All right, here we go. Let's get into another video. You ready? We're just crushing.
What's in the box?
This one's called Teacher and Pronoun Shirts. By the way, we do have He Swole. We do have the Swole pronoun shirts available now at papaswolio.com. Use code DailySwole for 10% off. Offend at your convenience with the greatest apparel in the fucking realm. What does it have to do with white people? I don't know. It has nothing to do with white people. It has nothing to do with white people. Just another opportunity for her to be racist. So, fuck that bitch.
A student from last year and I would coordinate our pronoun shirt. Same student came up to me on Friday to say hi. Noticed that one of my new students had a pronoun shirt too. We decided to coordinate today. Former student insisted that they send me an email to remind me to wear my pronoun shirt. We're up to 3. The goal for by the end of the year.
Everybody knows you never go full retard.
Okay.
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
All right. If you're a teacher, you should be fired immediately. Coordinating pronoun shirts. Lesson 1. Let me educate you, teach. No one fucking cares about your pronouns. Number 2. Pronouns already exist. He, she, or his, him, whatever the fuck it is, and the female ones. There's 2 different types. There's that. You're not multiple people. You can't just make up whatever you want. This isn't Willy Wonka. This isn't Mr. Roger. This isn't the land of make-believe. This is reality, and you're welcome to stick around. But you should be barred from educating anyone ever again. You're obviously retarded, and may God have mercy on your soul. Okay, there's that. Let's go. Papa, you're so mean. Oh, really? No. Anyone that's abusing children deserves to get thrown off a cliff. But I don't wish anyone harm, except her. I hope she steps on a Lego. I hope she steps on one of those corner pieces, and I hope it just leaves an imprint, like right on the heel. Right on the heel. I hope you step on a fucking Lego. Okay. Let's do one more. This one's called, it's a stitch, I used to be fat phobic. And the cover of this says, no man will sleep with a 300-pound woman. I mean, it happens. All right, let's see this. Here we go. Yeah, we should normalize stepping on Legos for these woke tards. Step on a fucking Lego. Step on a fucking Lego. You know what? 2 of them. Missy, every time you pause, I feel like my internet has lost connection because my brain explodes. One reason why I will be watching my son's teachers like a hawk. I think, here we go. I think if it's a public school, I mean, any school, but I think a public school, you should be live streaming everything in the classrooms. I think all classrooms should have live streaming with audio. You can hear and see what is going on 24/7, 365. If taxpayer money, it's a public school, you should be able to see and watch and listen and pay attention to you could watch your kid in school all day. You should have complete access to knowing what's going on. Any of this stuff is insane. If you're a parent and you allow this to go on, you're the problem. Parents should be pulling their kids out of schools like this. Just pull them out. Pull them out. Wherever that troll is in Canada with that man with the fake tits, pull your kids out of school. Any parent that is allowing their child to still go to that class is a fucking idiot. You're an idiot. You're a piece of shit. You're just allowing your child to get brain fucked. Change my mind. Any parent that is any parent that knowingly knows that this kind of shit is going on, like you're allowing your kid to be in the front page of a newspaper and be subjected to this fucking insanity, whether it's real or fake or a troll or whatnot, you're just a terrible parent. Okay, this is called Stitch. I used to be fat phobic. What else is new? Here we go.
Name one girl that looks good at 21 stone. Do you think most men want to screw her?
No.
I used to be super fat phobic, just like this girl.
She's not fat phobic. She's super based. And just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's not true. No, guys, very few, maybe feeders, people that like, people have a fetish. Obese women, that's a fetish. That's not the standard. That's a fetish. So most people are not attracted to morbidity. Most people, are you going to be attracted to an emaciated, someone who looks like a concentration camp victim? No, probably not. Someone might. That's a sick fucking fetish. But most people aren't attracted to skin and bones. Most people are not attracted to huge, morbidly obese women. That's just a fact. It's a fact. I'll play that again because it's just so truthful. It's okay. Not that doesn't mean that no one is.
Name one girl that looks good at 21 stone. Do you think most men want to screw her?
I used to be super fat phobic, just like this girl. Whenever I'd see a fat...
Okay, again, I'm pausing it again. It's not fat phobic. It's not fat phobic. It's not attracted to morbidity. Hey, I'm close to death. You want to be with me? No, don't. How many of you get a fucking chub when you see Jabba the Hutt? Huh? How many of you watch Star Wars and you're like, you whip it out and start spanking when you see Jabba? Oh my.
person, I would cringe and think, oh my God, I'm never gonna let myself get like that. And even though I wasn't overweight at the time, I was incredibly insecure with my own body. I tried dieting, I tried exercising, I tried starving myself, and nothing worked.
Great idea, starving yourself.
Until this. I finally tried just being fat.
Okay. All right. I finally decided to just try being fat, aka not take care of my health and just pretend like I'm a wonderful person for not taking care of myself. Great. Excellent. I just tried just being fat. Oh, you're just naturally fat. I wonder she looks like Casper the Friendly Ghost. Never got sun in her life. Guaranteed she's using perfumes, sprays, household cleaners, tons of endocrine disruptors, eating shit out of plastic all the fucking time, drinking alcohol, eating sugar, garbage. Oh, exercise and nutrition doesn't work for me. Yeah, you're right. You're only a human being. Why would it work? Why would it work? You're just an alien from another planet. It works for everyone but you. Yeah, it just doesn't work for you because you tried exercising. How many people have a gym membership and never change? Because you have to do the right shit. How many people eat stupid fucking shit and think it's a diet? When you say I tried starving myself, that means you just fundamentally don't understand how to eat properly, which is understandable. You're not taught this in school, but it doesn't mean that eating real food doesn't fucking work. Yeah, starving myself, it didn't work. I tried it. Great. Starving yourself works fantastic. That's why 95% of all stupid fucking diets fail, because you're doing stupid fucking shit. Stupid fucking shit isn't going to work out 100% of the time. 95 to 98% of stupid fucking shit doesn't work.
Until this. I finally tried just being fat. And let me tell you, that shit worked like a charm.
Oh my God, just giving up works so well. Oh, just being fat. It worked like a charm. You don't look like a charm, let's put it that way. Jesus Christ. You look like your eyes are all red. You look like you were crying your eyes out before making this video. She's bipolar. She was just crying and miserable, and then she feels great all of a sudden. Just manic depressive, and just stopped crying and made a video. And then she can go back to crying after making this video.
I've never been happier with my body. I've never been more successful in general. And I've been in an amazing, happy relationship for almost 4 years now. Ooh. And my partner met me chunky, okay? Yeah. So note to this girl, or
guarantee your partner's pretty chunky himself. So you're probably the best he could get. I'm not going to like to hear that one.
Anyone else that relates to this girl's opinions in any way. Just get fat. Being insecure, fat-phobic, and judgmental of other people's weight is so exhausting.
All right, coming from someone who is judgmental of her own weight, but when someone else does it, then don't let it cope. Don't let it bother you so much. If it's so wrong, why does it offend you so much? Why are you so upset? This is so pathetic. This is so pathetic. You're this mean person. That's what she's saying. She's saying meanie head. She's a mean person. You don't have to, just because you don't like the facts doesn't make them not facts. You don't have to like things that people say. I don't like what you say. Hell, I don't even like your face, but it's okay for you to have that face. It's the only face you have. I don't have to like it though. I don't have to like what sounds are coming out of your face hole. I don't like your septum piercing. I don't have to. I'm free to do that. You know why? It's because this is the internet. This is America. There's freedom of speech and feelings and thought for now, for the most part. That's a great thing. You don't have to like it. Just understand that not liking it doesn't change that it's largely true. Get it? I said largely. Get it? Get it?
Hey, stop!
Oh. We're taking the fat back. There's 2 seconds left of stupid.
Liberate yourself and get a tummy.
Oh, God, how could... And there was 2 seconds left. How much shittier could it get in 2 fucking seconds? Oh, my God. Oh, in 2 seconds, it got that much worse. Oh, my God. In 2 seconds.
You can be fat and be healthy. I'm sorry, Lizzo, healthier than I will ever be.
There was 2 seconds left. It just went, oh man, this video sucks. Jesus Christ. I need some Tainty Man. Oh my God, very nice.
I am very willing to let the American public judge my physical and mental my physical as well as my mental fitness.
Hoo-ah! Hoo-ah! Oh. Good Lord, man. Good Lord. All right. Hashtag Tainty Magooch for a chance to win today's Swole card. Yeah. Cerny says, who wants to dive on top of that? Cerny, that's where they say don't dive into the deep end. Oh, no diving. No diving and no running. Jesus wept. All right. Enough. Perfect. We made it through a bunch of it. All right. So we did it. Let's give away today's Swole card before I lose my fucking mind. Hashtag Tainty Magooch Falcon. Pick us an absolute winner today, please. Thank you. Here we fucking go, bitches. Here we go. Swole card time. Let's go. Tainty Magooch. Oh, fam, we have a winner. I do declare today's winner is Suzanne from the Swole fam, and that's a fucking story. That defines what not being a Tainty Magooch is. That's what I'm fucking talking about. Suzanne, The Swole fam and myself want you to have this amazing fucking card. Suzanne is 44 years old from Germany, 18 fucking surgeries, and still making sick fucking gains, not making any excuses. And she is a brand new member of the Swole Slut community. So congratulations, Suzanne. Everyone, can you all go in the Discord or the Facebook group and tag Suzanne and let her know that she won today's Swole card? If you're listening to the Mancast, Suzanne, send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Swole card 2335 in the subject, your mailing address in the body of the email. That's an epic story. And if you think that you have it rough, if you think that you have some challenges or trials and tribulations, check that shit out. Yeah, it's amazing to hear these stories and get some perspective as to what some people go through and still crush it. Congratulations. Let's nut this beach and let's all have an amazing rest of the day. Remember, head on over to papaswolio.com. Use code DailySwole for 10% off all those brand new releases. Check them out. And of course, links in the show notes down below for the live stream channel, for joining the Swole fam over at swolenormousx.com. And of course, make sure you leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Share the podcast with your friends and family, people that aren't easily offended by fucking common sense. We'll take some soundboard requests in the comments down below. Crazy amounts of awesome questions today. We'll get into some more tomorrow for sure. We'll take some soundboard requests right now.
I am the danger.
The more you hate me, the more you will learn.
We choose truth over facts.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Oh, that's right.
At no point
I almost forgot, sir,
in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Shampoo my crotch.
Look at her. She looks like she's 19 years old, sitting there like a little lady in a race car.
I like to caress rusty spoons.
All right. Reminder that we're in Florida, so if we get inclement weather, we might be private for the Mancast. I will let you know, of course, via Swole text. So until further notice and we have power, we'll keep the schedule the same. But if we do lose power, we're going private. Another reason to join the Swole fam. We'll have some awesome private Mancasting action. Jay's classy. Your father was a woman. Your father was a Roman. Your father was a Roman.
Your father was a woman.
Sounds like woman, though. From Life of Brian, one of the greatest Monty Python movies ever created. I say it's the best. Ooh, whipped it out. Just in time. All right. Holy Grail's the best? No, not even close. Monty, fucking Life of Brian, absolutely epic. Life.
I don't believe you people.
What do you mean?
All right, I gotta crank this shit up. Fam, what amazing. You're crank a newt. Oh, you are you now?
A newt.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Fam, what an amazing, amazing, amazing show today. I hope you enjoy it. Make sure you check out the links down below. Leave us a review. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you tomorrow for 2336. My God, moving right along. Peace, McGee's, Deuce Magoose, your boy Papa Swolio. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808s, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stocks crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad.